Hello and welcome to our daily sketching routine. It is Sunday, September 7th, 2025, and today's topic I want to do a demo of a portrait in 10 minutes, but I'm going to do it in 1-minute intervals, which I've never actually done or made a video about or actually done on my own, and we'll see how it goes. But before we begin, welcome back if you're returning, and welcome if you're new to the channel. I sketch and post every day, and I use a timer to stay focused and to build a habit. I'll start a 10-minute, well, I usually start a 10-minute timer, but I'm actually going to start a 1-minute timer and get going, get started. So there's a lot of different approaches. So one is I'm going to make it fit. And I mean, I've done quick portraits, but sometimes this can be kind of a fun thing to do. And depending on how it goes, maybe I'll do more of these. I just found a picture on Pinterest. It came up randomly and I thought it was a good photo. So yeah, there's just different ways to approach it. I'm using a pen, so I'm kind of keeping that in mind as far as keeping like the guidelines sort of, I'm not drawing them in, but you could use a pencil or you could do this. So that's 1 minute. I was able to get that far. Guess I can keep track down here. So that's 1. So here's minute 2. The next thing is to place. So the nice thing about having a photo is obviously it's reference, but then you can see the lighting, which is pretty helpful. Then you can use the shadow as some guidelines. That would probably be my next thing to figure out, is the proportions. But again, there's different ways of doing this. So sometimes the timer, it can be kind of a fun challenge. Also, it can help you to see like how long certain things take, and also what's important in 1 minute. So that's another minute. I'll start another one. So now that I got this much, so I kind of know the proportion here. I'll just keep adding sort of it depends on how much of a likeness you're wanting. I'm not trying to get a likeness, I'm just being inspired by it. So then I would call these this is the third pass of 1 minute. But it's kind of the order I would go in. Also depends on how you want to shade it. Since I know I'm going to probably do my usual cross hatching, then I can leave certain things. I'll make adjustments later. But basically, I'm okay with this already. Alright, so that's the third minute. Here's minute 4. Now I'm just going to refine it, like the hairline. I mean, generally, this is what, in this style of sketching, this is what the order I would kind of go in. But again, it just depends. And I'm being pretty loose about it. This is like a medium kind of grip. Here I'm starting to map out the shadows. And yeah, I think that if this part, I mean, this is the 4th minute. If this part isn't really looking right. I mean, and you have to kind of use your opinion on that. Like, you have to just keep practicing. But if it seems off, then it's going to be off. I mean, you can make adjustments, obviously. So that's the 4th minute. Here's minute 5. And for minute 5, I'm going to basically, so this stage I call the sketch stage. So I'm basically going to establish the light and dark. Since again, there's already a photo, like I can see that the background is dark, for example, or like darker, stuff like that, like the values. So I'm pretty much okay, because everything's going to fit inside these shapes that I just established. I'll just use the like the values to do it. So kind of like this. So basically, when you render it, which will be the next step, as long as it fits inside, this is like the proportions and the shapes, and which is the sketch. So that's 1 minute. So as long as everything kind of fits. Now there's a kind of a methodology to the next thing too. So it depends on how you want to do it. I'm going to move to, I've got these Tombow brush pens I made a video about. This one is like a harder tip. So I'm just going to use that to do the 5th one, the 5th minute. So I'll start the 5th minute, and then I'm going to think about this. So I'm using this because it looks nice. So it's the harder one, the brush. So I'm using this to establish the light source. And sometimes that's really the main thing that you need to do, depending on how rendered. So notice that I'm not really redrawing it. The drawing was really in the first 4 minutes. So again, it just kind of depends on how you want to do it. So for example, this part is dark. Like, I can go ahead and just do this. And part of this is the look, but I can go back in and I'm going to go back in and make it look nicer. So that's another minute. So in the next minute, I'm going to keep establishing the light and dark. So for example, like right here, and still being sketchy, I would call this sketching in the light and dark. And squinting. There's a lot more squinting involved whenever you're doing the values. So I'm able to sketch on the face like this since I started establishing everything is like relative. So I said that this was darker, and so then that can start to move, if that makes sense. The values can start to, I can start to sketch things on the face. Alright, so we've done 7, looks like. So this is 8 minutes. So I'm gonna, since this is kind of a fast one, and this is just like a, it's just kind of a, I thought it was kind of a fun thing to do, kind of a interesting challenge. So I'm gonna see what I can accomplish, finish in the next couple of minutes. So notice that just the line thickness, it implies a lot. So that like the nose is shadow, but like sometimes just the thickness of the line sort of, like if you go over it, kind of like this, it can kind of imply a lot just by doing that. And if you can get this far and kind of know like how to render it, then you can always detail it. So that was number 8. Here's number 9. At this point, just to kind of finish this out, so notice as I do this, it starts to refine it. It starts to look more detailed. And you can actually get away with a lot just by doing this, depending on how you want to detail it. You can get more of these, like light and dark patterns. This is where some of the style is going to come in. Alright, so that's number 9. This will be the final 10 minutes. Or the final minute. So I'm going along with the flow of the hair. That's part of it too. But basically, if you can do this in 10 minutes, I mean, you pretty much have the picture. Everything else is just going to fit within these shapes. So that's 10 minutes. So yeah, that's a 10-minute portrait sketch. It's still like a sketch. Basically, the next thing is just to detail it, and depending on how you want to do that. But yeah, that might be something, give you some ideas, kind of show you a demo of kind of the process. You don't have to do it in 10 minutes, obviously. Take longer. I mean, I used to take a lot longer. With practice, it just becomes quicker. But yeah, that'll be it for today's daily sketching routine. I want to thank you for joining me. And if you enjoy these videos, please support the channel. I appreciate it. And until next time, keep on sketching.